Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another Habs Daily News with your hockey coach, your coach Frenchy. Today, episode number 189. What do you have on the menu, coach, today? First of all, guys, I want to compare Toronto versus Montreal, Caufield versus Matthews, and finally the duo SUZUKI Caufield versus Matthews and Marner. Then I'm going to talk about Slavkovsky to the World Junior Championship. Finally, Ab Prospect Report Weekly. That's what we have for you guys on this episode. But before we start, we invite you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to our Canadian show, leave me a comment, tell me what you think about this episode, and let's dive in about the first subject of the day. My first subject, guys, about let's compare the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Montreal Canadiens since the beginning of the season after 21 games. First of all, they won both 11 times. Toronto lost only 5 versus Montreal 9. The OT 5 Toronto 1 Montreal. The number of the point 27 versus 23. And the percentage of the point 6-4-3 versus 5-4-8. Avantage, honestly, by the Toronto Maple Leafs. The next categories we have goals for. Montreal is more goal this season, 65 versus 61. But again, goal again, out advantage Toronto, 55-73. On the power play, advantage Toronto, 26.5 versus 16.4. Power play time pretty much over same. Then the PK, advantage Montreal got 80.0 versus 78.6. Shot on the net per game, even. Then the shot again, advantage the Toronto Maple Leafs. So when you look about this number, my point I would try to bring to you is affect like Montreal, whatsoever they are rebuilding, they're still doing very well if you compare them with the top best 5 team in NHL this season so far. So we have to give credit right now for the Montreal Canadiens on different categories. They do really well. Then I want to compare, guys, Matthews versus Caufield. We'll see what happened there. Let's dive in right now with Matthews versus Caufield. 25 years old versus 21. 6'3 versus 5'7. Weight 208, 174. Both played 21 game. 9 goal versus 12. Advantage Caufield. Assists 12 versus 8. Advantage Matthews. 21 point, both of them. They have a point per game, 1.00. Plus 1 Matthews, 0 for Caufield. Even strength goal, 3 Matthews only. 10 for Caufield, not over yet. Again, the number, the even point, 17 Caufield versus 10 for Matthews. Power play, goal, 6 Matthews, 2 Caufield. Power play, point, 11 Matthews, 4 Caufield. The TOI, a little bit more for Matthews, almost like a 2 minute and 28 seconds. Then the even TOI 16, Matthews versus 15, 1 more minute per game. The power play TOI 3.46, about 45 second advantage Matthews. And the power play TOI is advantage, of course, Matthews in the beginning of the season. The shot 89 versus 78 for Matthews. The giveaway puck 24 Matthews, only 9 Caufield. The takeaway advantage Matthews over Caufield with 6. But the salary guy, $11.6 million versus $880,000 per year for Cole Caufield. So my point to you guys is whatsoever Matthews is maybe the top best 5 or 10 player in NHL, Caufield is not far behind him. He's only 21 years old. His show is the way he can score at the same level like Austin Matthews. It's a great to compare both of them since the beginning of the season after 21 games. Let's move on now. My last graphic I have for you guys is between the duo Matthews, Marner together versus SUZUKI and Caufield. Start with this one. Listen, average age 25 versus 22. Both play 21 games. They have goal advantage Caufield, SUZUKI, guys. 24 versus 13. The assist advantage Matthews Marner 32 versus 21. Number the point, bingo, 45 both. Point per game, 2.14 both of them. Plus minus plus 3 advantage Caufield SUZUKI versus plus 2. Even strength goal, 17 goal by the duo of Montreal versus Toronto, only 7. Even strength point, 34 versus 23 advantage Caufield and SUZUKI. And finally, the power play goal is 6-6 both of the duo. The power play, point 21 versus 10 advantage Marner and Matthews. 2 per game average advantage the duo of Toronto. Even strength average per game advantage Toronto Maple Leaf. And then you can see on the power play the advantage a little bit the Toronto Maple Leaf. The power play all overall is another advantage. About 30 more minutes they play the duo of a Toronto Maple Leaf. That's compared to they have the same kind of number of the point. That's pretty good. The giveaway 51 for Toronto, guys, and Montreal is only 23. But the takeaway, Matthews dominate, of course, for the duo at 43 versus 16. But the salary cap, guys, $22.5 million versus 8.755 for Montreal Canadiens. Again, unbelievable number when you compare both of them. The duo Matthews and Marner versus Caufield Suzuki. Just show to you guys the future Montreal with Suzuki Caufield together is going to be really, really bright for the Montreal Canadiens. The way they placed in the beginning of the season, we compare maybe one of the top best 3 duo in NHL, the Matthews and Marners. Great to compare all those numbers between Toronto, Montreal, Caufield versus Matthews, and the duo Marner and Matthews versus Caufield Suzuki. I would love to hear from you what you think about this subject. Leave me a comment, send me something specific, pay a little bit more your attention, and this complete my first subject of the day. My second subject, guys, is about Juraj Slavkovsky to the World Junior Championship. First of all, that will show the Montreal Canadiens how they can measure his developments in the beginning of the season. Then you can compare him versus his peers going to play at the World Junior Championship for other team. Then that will give a Montreal Canadiens a better view for what is he right now versus what he was at the beginning of the season. So that's give them a little bit a way to see his progression since the beginning of the season. Then in the World Junior Championship 2023, guys, is going to have many, many players drafted NHL draft or last summer 2022, and that will give him an opportunity to play against them. Example like Shane Wright, play with Philippe Mazar. And then the World Junior Championship guy is in Canada, so you don't have to move out of the country, so you don't have no problem when you return with Montreal to have different kind of recovery because the hours go to Europe or other country around the world is going to be in Halifax Mountain, the game. So the same day you can come back home with the Montreal Canadiens when the tournament is over with the team of Slavkovsky. Play and World Junior Championship is going to get a lot of TOI. He's going to be playing the first line for Slovakia team. Pretty sure with Philippe Mazar and Dvorsky. Another great player is going to be drafted early in the NHL draft 2023, Dvorsky. He's going to get more confidence, I believe. I think he's going to increasing his confidence to believe on himself and to see what kind of tournament he can produce for the team Slovakia. Then he will go to play with his teammate. I know it's not easy when you leave country and you play out of your country at 18 years old. It's a new city, Montreal. It's a new language, Montreal. It's a new ring or smaller. Then you have another way to understand the speed of the game and how they play in NHL. So a lot of new things happening to him in the short time of his life. I think there would be to leave for about 3 to 4 weeks with the Slovakia team going to helping him when you're going to return with the Montreal Canadiens. So I just want to share it with you. I would love to hear from you. What do you think about Slavkovsky go to the World Junior Championship? And let's move on now, guys, for the next subject of the day. Finally, my last subject of the day, guys, about the Montreal Canadiens prospect, the Report Weekly. Usually, I bring to you what they did during the week. Now, I'm going to be a little bit more different. I'm going to summarize the year so far. Let's talking about the first one, Cédric Guindon, guys. 23 game, 9 goals, 23 assists, 32 points is number 4 for the scorer in OHL. Then Owen Beck, 20 game, 15 goals, 14 assists, 29 points is 11 in OHL. Finally, on this league, we have Vincent Rohrer, 21 game, 8 goals, 18 assists, 26 points for 31 in this OHL. Guys, all 3 was drafted in the NHL draft 2022. So he give you an idea where they look like with their team. Really Kidney and the QM, 24 game, 13 goal, 26 assists, 39 point, is number 5th as a scorer point. Then following by Joshua Roy, 22 game, 15 goal, 20 assists, 35 point, 10 in the QM. Both was drafted in 2021 by the Montreal Canadiens. And the WHL, Davidson drafted in 2022, 16 game, 11 goal, 16 assists, 27 point, 24th in the standing. Then in the NCAA, Lane Hudson guy, 12 game, 6 goal, 8 assists, 14 point, 54 and the standing scorer, but he's the 8th as a defenseman. That's something you have to remember. He's a freshman play in NCAA. That's really good. So that gives you an idea, guys, what we have for you for this at Daily News today. I would love to hear from you again about this prospect weekly report. Maybe some other players you see performing better. I tried to resume a little bit more on the CHL this week. We know other players like Armstrong, Kapanen doing well. I didn't mention too much about Mezar and Farrell. They did not play a lot of games in their respectively league to put them on this list today. So this complete, guys, all my subject I have for you on this episode 189. Here we go, guys. We did really well today on this episode, but before we leave, we invite you click on the like, subscribe to our Canadian show, leave me a comment, tell me what you think about this episode. I would love to hear from you. Until in my next video, I want to remind you, you have greatness inside of you, and of course, have an amazing, blessing day, everybody.